Hi, beautiful mama. My name is Becca Starr, and today we're going to show you some infant massage techniques for a newborn. I wanted to recommend that you use a doll to practice on the first time or two. You'll build a little bit more confidence, and it may feel more timid if you're going to practice right away, watching a video, practicing on your newborn. There's a little too much going on if you've never done massage before. It's just so much better to kind of gain some familiarity by practicing on a doll. Now, you can find a doll that just has, legs maybe that you can move around. This is cloth and soft, so it will be, these are some of the best types of dolls to practice on, and these are two different sizes, and I'm going to use my tinier doll since we're doing newborn massage today. It's good to use an oil. I recommend grapeseed oil because it's clean, it's edible if baby puts her fingers into her mouth, or if there's any sensitivities or allergies. It's a great oil to start with. You're going to, when it comes time to massage your real baby, you're going to pour some into your own hand, and you don't need a ton, but just enough so that you can glide easily on the skin and kind of feel their little the muscles and the baby fat mostly, but you're going to really want a smooth glide. So you don't want a slick, too much oil glide. You want the you don't want it to be too much friction. So there's a balance that you will find. You will figure that out. And you're going to put some into your hand and warm your hands up first. Take off any jewelry so that you don't have rings on. Your hands are clean, you've washed your hands, and make sure that you've filed your fingernails. Now, before we get started, I wanted to also mention the temperature of the room. It's really important for a newborn, especially if you're going to be using oil and no covering, just to have a warm environment. And that will help your baby feel more relaxed. You can keep the diaper on when we do the front of the body. It's easy to do a lot of the strokes with a diaper on so that there's no accidents while you are massaging the front part of the body. But I will let you know that when you turn baby over, you can take off the diaper so that you can include their bottom and make the connection between the legs and the top part of their body. Now, there are a gazillion reasons why this is so good for you and your baby. I will include a PDF, but just to mention a few of them is the bond that you will build just organically, naturally, and strongly. Like you will build a much stronger connection with your newborn, and you'll feel more confident that you're understanding their cues, that you can listen to your baby and understand what they need more. It just comes from this type of bonding time because this is a mutual experience. It's just as when you go to get a massage, if your massage therapist is not intuitive and really listening to your muscles, and they're just really working really, really hard, and your muscles are really tight, but you're not speaking up, what happens is your experience is not pleasant. You are not relaxed, and you do not walk away feeling like $1,000,000. You feel like they didn't hear the signals, and maybe you didn't speak up, or maybe you did and they just didn't quite get it. Now, I hope you've never had a massage like that before, but if you have, you'll understand what I mean. Giving somebody a massage is a two-way street, and what happens, because this is your new baby, you're actually developing this road of mutual understanding and connection that is truly at the heart of your entire relationship, and it will grow with you. So some of the foundational skills of being a parent and building trust and respect and empathy and compassion and all of the things that are required along the way, it comes a lot more natural when you start here and you build the confidence that you actually are hearing and listening and that you know how to listen more. And your baby starts to develop trust that you are hearing them more, even without words. So let's just lay the foundation for healthy touch. And when you do that, they're receiving this significant gift of touch because it is so important. So what happens is when we touch our baby's bodies, and then you give a massage, and then maybe the next night, maybe 2 nights later, and you have this experience. What happens for your baby is that they start to get to know that they have a body, and they don't come into the world knowing they have a body. So when they are feeling you massage their left arm or their right arm, they're getting in touch with their own body. And so it is a beautiful sacred skill. I am so glad to be teaching it to you, and we're going to just jump into some techniques now. So Abigail here has told me that she is ready for a massage. She's calmer. She seems receptive. She's not hungry. She's very sort of chilled out, content. And so we're going to start using the changing pad, and we're going to start with baby laying on her back. And I right now am sitting on the floor on a floor pillow. But you could also be sitting at the kitchen table, wherever you are comfortable. But as long as you have about 3 to 4 square feet, so this changing pad is really what you need room for, with a little space to keep oil where it's not going to spill over. And at this point, your baby isn't going to be rolling around, but even when they start to get a little bit older, you have the changing pad, which is a little bit more secure. And as long as she looks comfortable, then it's okay to begin. And you can start by holding the feet. So what you're going to do is keep your arms like you're holding a bowl of water in your hands. So you're going to hold with a loving touch. Now, friends, if your baby is premature or there are any health concerns, anything's going on with baby, intentional loving touch is always going to be safe and helpful. So let's say you have some concerns where massage, maybe for some reason you have been instructed to not do massage. You can still do an intentional touch. And so today I just want to start with that, and you're keeping your fingers together. So it's not too tight or rigid, but it's kind of how you're going to perform all the strokes and techniques that I show you for the most part. It's kind of keeping your hands together. And instead of rigid, what I want you to think about is intentional. So every touch is intentional. Now, you can start, if baby has a diaper on, you can glide right over it, just not rubbing onto it like hard here. I do recommend keeping the diaper on while baby is face up. But you can start, you've done an intentional hold, cupping your hands with your thumbs on top of baby's tops of feet. It truly is just a loving, intentional hold. And you can do one side of the body at a time, or you can do both. So I'm going to show you both. So holding on to their little feet with your cupped hand and your thumbs on top, you're going to use your hand and apply not feather strokes. You're not going to do it so light that it might be felt as a tickle. you do want to kind of go in just a little. So let's see, like not like touching, pressing so down where you're feeling, oh, is that a bone? You're going to just go down, maybe like, it's hard to say because all babies are different sizes, but just a little, but you are pressing down. And so this isn't a tickle, this is a massage. This isn't a deep tissue massage, this is a relaxing massage. So if you saw what I did there, I went all the way up with my cupped sort of slightly firm pressure. I went around the shoulder, and then again, the cupping, I want to make sure you can see how my hand is. I'm going to go down the arm, lighter pressure, now all the way. So what we're doing with the intro to newborn massage is focusing on connective strokes. Now, it's going to go from the top of her foot all the way up the front of her body, around her shoulder, and then down the arm. So what happens with connective strokes is it becomes soothing, it's non-agitating, and it becomes very relaxing for you and your baby. And again, all the way through to the fingertips. Now, if you were comfortable and you felt that it seemed comfortable and appropriate based on how your baby's body, how she's holding her body, you could go up both legs and around both shoulders, down all the way through to the fingertips. So then I'm going to show you on the left side. We're going to start at the top of the foot, go up the whole side of the body, and I want you to think of a heart. So if you were going up both sides, what happens here, right here where the chest is, you're kind of at the top of a heart. You're going around the shoulders and down through the fingertips. Now, this is a wonderful introduction, welcoming stroke. This technique integrates the whole body. It encourages relaxation and soothing, and it's, again, very connective. And what happens for baby and for you is that you'll begin to feel a little bit more relaxed by doing longer, more connecting type strokes. Now we can get into the arms and the forearms and do little strokes here. I feel like that's a little bit more advanced. I wanted to show you the concept of the long connective stroke. Now let's say you aren't feeling like she wants long connective because maybe she's holding her legs up more, like it's just not conducive to how she's holding her body right now. So then what you would do is, again, the same thing, but only up through the leg, around the top of the leg, and sliding down the back of the leg, and again, including the whole foot through the toe. Now, it's not just a physical, anatomical body part. We all have energetic pathways as well. So that's one thing to consider when you are coming back down and you're coming down the foot and you're coming off the foot. You're going to kind of like, you're pulling it. So it's extensive, it's longer, it's more connective and relaxing. So you can do this on both legs, and then again, you can do this on the arm. It's really just going up. You can start on top of the hand, going up around the shoulder, and then sliding down through the back, and also getting the palm of the hand. And then on the chest and the stomach, we're not pressing ever too hard on the stomach. So lightly going up, and you're going to do the heart on the core of baby's body. You're going to go up and staying in this one area. So you can segment it with the arms, the legs, or the core. And I'll show you some of the back of the body techniques as well that are going to be very similar. But I also just wanted to show you some stomach techniques because when baby is born intestinally, they are not fully formed yet, which is why there is so much gas and digestive issues typically. Now, if you're having any issue with that, always go clockwise. So you are looking down at baby's belly, and it's the clock that you're looking at. So you would go from this side, which is baby's right leg. So you're going to start at the top of their hip, and it's kind of like a rainbow down to the top of their left leg. So as long as you're going in that direction, and you can do a rainbow, you can do circular, then you're aiding and assisting the natural flow of digestion and elimination. You can watch some of my other videos on tummy massage. It could be very helpful if you ever find yourself dealing with some gas and the restlessness, any colic. Those are really great videos that you can also watch. And now I'm going to just show you before we end. I want to show you the back of the body, and I do want to show you a little bit on the head. So you've done very simple connective strokes for your newborn. You can continue to practice them, and you cannot go wrong, Mama, when you just do loving, intentional touch, but you're going in line with certain patterns of the body. And again, the energy flows, you're going to do great. And you're going to get to know your baby's body a little bit more. And you're going to come back and you're going to watch some follow-up videos, because once you continue to do this, you're going to notice that your baby is probably going to be very receptive. Just when you get set up and they are laying there looking at you, now they know what to expect because you've done it a few times and they are ready for their massage. It happens all the time. They get to know and come to expect and really enjoy and love massages. I have yet to meet a baby who does not, and it's just a matter of time. So then you're going to come back and you're going to watch some more advanced technique videos. But I want to introduce you to some of these simple, loving, intentional strokes that you can do right away with your baby. Before we move on to the back, using your two thumbs on the forehead, again, you're not pressing too deep into your baby's head, so you have no fear of that. But you are lightly, not too lightly, somewhat firm so that it's not a tickle. You do not have to be too afraid. But again, using two thumbs, consider the shape of a heart. And you're going to go all the way to the chin. So you're starting here, nice pressure, all the way up, around the face, the jawline to the chin. So you can make the shape of a heart again. Now we're going to turn baby over, and what happens when you have a newborn, if they're not able to hold themselves up, if you want to help baby by holding on and propping their head, and your whole hand and your arm is on their core of their body, you can certainly do that. I'm going to have to use this other hand so that you can see in the camera. So this is one way. So the other way would also be to have baby draped over your thigh. Like if you're sitting Indian style and you have baby laying over so that they are propped on your body. So when baby gets a little bit older, it's wonderful at any time if you can use 2 hands on the whole back of the body. That's what you really are going towards. This is the spine of the baby, right up the middle, and you can use 2 fingers and don't go directly on that middle part. You really just want to use your 2 fingers and go up. So from their little bottom, the top of their bottom, all the way up. And again, you have a heart shape. From here, again, up, all the way around. Now, using the whole palm of your hand, starting here around the sacral area, you can go up, go around and down the arm again. Again, we're really connecting the body parts, the energy, and the awareness that your baby has that is developing from their own body. So now if you have the diaper off and you have access to the bottom, you can also include the legs, and we're going to hold baby and we're going to go up the legs. Now, when you have your fingers cupped like this is a C-shaped cup. We are going to use this shape with your thumb and your fingers all together, and you're going to go up the leg, and then you're going to go around the hip. And the hip is always really nice to massage right around here, and then down the leg again, that C cup. You're going to do your best to keep your hands in the shapes that I've recommended, because there's going to be times that you're not able to, and that's okay. Sometimes if your baby is really small, you're going to use 2 fingers and a thumb. Sometimes it might be 1 finger and a thumb. So you're going to use as much as possible, but you have to work with your newborn and the layout of the land, of what you have to work with. So again, you can do this on this side, and you're going to do the same C cup. And even with the demonstration doll, because she is so much smaller than the other one, let's even see what this looks like with the 2 fingers. You're going to still go up, and you're gliding because you have oil, and you're going to go around the, let's make sure this is in there, around the hips. So let's go up the leg, around the hip, and then down. So I hope that helps, and I want to thank you so much for joining us today. She's very, very happy. I think we've had a great massage session. I hope it helped you learn the importance of newborn massage, some very simple techniques. Try things on your own. You just keep your hands as intentional as possible. So if you can remember that, it's not just tickling or just regular touching. It really is intentional, loving touch. And if you practice the heart shapes and you apply techniques that are heart shapes on different, the top part of the core, around the arms, when you're on the back of the body, even on the head and around to the chin, you're going to start to build these skills with just that one move, and you can keep playing with that and play a little bit with the pressure, because sometimes we're so afraid, we don't want to hurt them, but then we realize, oh, I think I can kind of I could give a little bit more pressure, because sometimes we don't give enough and it just doesn't feel as relaxing. So you really have to find that sweet spot of the real in-between of a deep tissue sports massage and a tickle. And it's somewhere in between. Trust your instincts. Go lighter until you feel ready to go a little bit more in there. And you're going to want to feel the glide, like not just on top of the skin, lightly touching, but just a little bit in there. And that's going to be so relaxing for you and your baby. And this is just the beginning. So join me for my other videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for letting me be a part of you and your baby's journey.